Hey, Alex here from Black Sheep IT Consulting. It's March, almost April 2026, and we have Siebel 26.3. And one of the major enhancements in version 26.3 and higher, of course, is the addition of a new resource to the Siebel Inbound REST API that's called Workspace Operations REST API. And the resource name is /wsoperation, and it's based on a business service, the Workspace Actions service. So you get the idea. You can, of course, call a business service from the REST API, but you can also call a business service from any other place in Siebel, eScript, workflow. Yeah. So this is a great addition to, of course, improve the management of the workspace lifecycle in development environments. This is, of course, for development environments only, where you have workspaces. You want to create them, checkpoint them, revert them, submit them, deliver them, rebase them. And that is now all in one API. What was previously, of course, confined to button clicks in the Workspace dashboard. You can still do these button clicks, and you will do, but you can also automate a lot by using that business service internally, or of course using the REST API from your preferred CI/CD pipeline tool or your preferred artificial intelligence agent. So let's dive a little bit into the description. The official bookshelf guide, of course, tells us more about this. So yeah, the bookshelf guide has a new chapter. The REST API guide 26.3 and higher has a chapter for the Workspace's REST API, which details all the officially supported operations. That is, of course, in the order of roughly a lifecycle: create, checkpoint, submit for delivery, deliver, or rebase, cancel rebase, finish rebase, or submit for delivery, undo submit for delivery, revert. Yeah, even delete is there. So it's quite a host of methods you can do. And the guide also tells us about the Workspace Action Service needing responsibilities if you want to call these operations from REST. So there is a seed data record already in your database when you have updated to 26.3 or higher. Let's check it out. So I have an environment which is updated to 26.3, and in the business service access list, I found the Workspace Actions service in there. I haven't entered it, so it is seed data delivered with your post-install database update, but only the Siebel administrator responsibility is associated. So if you want to use it with other responsibilities, well, you know what to do. That's classic Siebel Business Service REST API here. So let's check out, well, not check out, let's create a workspace, check out how to create a workspace. So the guide tells us, okay, you have to use Siebel REST API endpoint v1.0 wsoperation create, have to do a post, and there is an example for single workspace creation. And there's an example for multi-workspace creation in one go. So that is nice to see. You can create integration workspaces by setting the build branch flag to yes. These are all required, by the way, for creating. The name, of course, must match the supported name. So if you have int as your integration workspace prefix, you have to call it int, like with def. And of course, you are authenticating as a specific user, so you cannot create a sadmin workspace if you're not sadmin. That is all prevented, of course, like it would have been prevented in WebTools. Then you specify the parent and the parent version, so you can choose latest or a version number. And of course, there's some comments, maximum 250 characters. There's a response there. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see if it works. So here I am in my REST client. I have started to create a post request. In the headers, I'm using single sign-on, so that's my header, user specification header. I'm logging in as student02, so we can do some interesting first tests. So let's try to make this a admin workspace, and of course, it's not a build branch, not an integration workspace. I'm using main latest. Let's just fire this off. And, well, workspace name can only start with def student02. Yeah, okay, so it has nice guardrails in place. And now I'm changing that. And I got back, okay, that workspace has been created. It's based on main 59. Of course, proof is logging into web tools or Siebel tools. And let's see, anything with student02. And there it is, right there, created with REST. Okay, got us a workspace. Hopefully I'm not logged into this web tool session as student02. I'm going to change that right away. And so now I can open the workspace. Okay, so now I've opened it in web tools. And now let's do a, dummy change. So I will just briefly find any of custom applets and just really touch the applet. So of course I would do the usual changes, not via REST, mind you. There is even there is a way of doing this via REST, but let's not go there. And yeah, I have a modified object here. So what you can do with the REST API is also do a get. So if you have that workspace name, and if you want to operate on this workspace, the first thing you can do is do a get that of course ignores the body. And you can see, okay, it's edit in progress, list of modified objects. So the applet is updated here. That's actually quite nice to see. And so I could get information, literally get information about any workspace here. Now it's time probably to checkpoint that. So let's try, not even looking at bookshelf. Let's try to call post on checkpoint, and checkpoint will require comments. So let's just put it to the test. Let me just, comment is too short. Yeah, it has no comments. So that will be my comment. And it's checkpointed. Nice. Let's verify that. Query that. And indeed, it's checkpointed. Of course, I can continue manually in web tools to revert that. I'll need to open it again to be able to, either submit or rebase it. So I can call revert submit rebase now. And let's just, literally finishes. The submit is called submit for delivery. And let's do an empty body with this one, since there is nothing required. Of course, bookshelf will also be detailing that out. Submitted for delivery, no questions asked here. Yep, indeed. And let me open it again. So I can either do the undo submit or deliver manually, but big question now. Imagine those three, the trinity of clicks you have to do when you want to develop fast, like a fast delivery. Imagine that in a workflow. Those 3 steps, the checkpoint, submit for delivery. Your workflow would take a workspace name and comments, and the workflow will just execute the business service. You don't always have to use REST. You're inside Siebel. You can call a business service, you can call a workflow. But let's not fantasize too much about workflows, doing things in a certain order. Let's deliver this workspace. So deliver requires a comment. So I'm just stress testing that. Okay, it's asking for a comment. And I'll be delivered with REST. Okay. And that is, of course, letting the client wait until it's finished. Nice touch. So yeah, just let it run. I'll pause the video until it's done. And it took roughly 50 seconds, but it came back with this information. So it has been delivered into main version 60. Of course, we want to verify that. So that is now delivered. Okay, and what's the state of our main workspace here? Main version 60 has this modification. So what if we're interested, does that even work? We do a get on main. Let's just try. Main latest version 60. There's a lot of updated stuff, so you can probably specify the version as well. Yes. Okay, that's more like it. So main version 60, do a get, you get what has been modified in that version. Okay, and here we are, full cycle. Of course, just the easy cycle. Remember, there are many more commands which Siebel Bookshelf tells you about, and of course our updated training materials on the Siebel Hub tell you about. We have the only always up-to-date training available. Go to siebelhub.com. Start learning today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.